The 1980s, a time of wild hair, leg warmers, questionable fashion, but great fashion, and films that just made you say, wait, did I just watch that? Welcome to the era of the video nasty. And for horror fans like myself, and I'm sure you as well, and other wonderful genres, it was a hell of a ride. No, video nasty isn't your cousin's recording of your family gatherings, but rather a British colloquialism referring to a low-budget horror and exploitation film. Said that they were art. Others argued that they'd rot your brain. So what made a film video nasty? Let's rewind. During the 80s, home video was the wild west of entertainment. Anyone and everyone could release films on VHS. Without cinema's regulations, things got, well, nasty to say the least. Sensationalized violence? Check. Nudity and other explicit content? Oh, definitely. And a sense of, did I just waste 90 minutes of my life? Absolutely. But in all the best ways. With movies boasting titles like Cannibal Holocaust, they were bound to raise a few eyebrows, and raise them they did. But they weren't even the worst of the worst. There was a lot out there. Moral panics ensued. Newspapers and headlines screamed, parents fretted, and the British Board of Film Classification had a major headache. Enter the Video Recordings Act of 1984. This made it a legal requirement for all video releases to get a certificate. No certificate, no release. Over 70 films were banned, and owning or selling them could land you in hot water. Some collectors even treated these tapes like contraband, trading them under the table as if they were dealing, well, nasties, to say the least. But most people had to go to conventions or go backdoor and find these things. If you wanted a foreign film that was that banned, it was almost nearly impossible to find, but there was almost like an underground circuit that existed. Let's talk about some fun facts from the video nasty era. Did you know the original term video nasty was coined in the UK and referred to films, primarily low-budget horror films? Action films were also considered exploitation films, sci-fi films, anything that fit under that guise of what they were talking about of the censorship. So it didn't matter what genre you were. And a perfect example of this was Clockwork Orange. It's not so much considered a horror film as much as it's considered maybe an action or a drama or even just a thriller. And that was stuck on the list for a long time, to the point where Stanley Kubrick himself had to pull UK distribution of Clockwork Orange, so it couldn't be found anywhere for the longest time. He did that himself, and many of these films labeled as video nasties never had a theatrical release. In the UK, they went straight to video, making them accessible to younger audiences because of video stores and such. It's just 72 films were put on the video nasty list, which was also called the Director of Public Prosecutions, and 39 of them were successfully prosecuted. It's crazy to me that the courts would go this far to this extent based on public paranoia that was being fueled by tabloids, to say the least. Classic films like The Evil Dead are on there. And to think about it and where we're at now in terms of censorship, this era sparked significant battles over censorship that today have freed us from so much of it and the limits, of artistic expression in the UK. We wear shirts now with scenes from these movies that were blocked, and we wear them proudly. It's such a cool sight to see. The rental market was hugely based and had a huge boom based off the controversy that this played part in the early 1980s. People were going out. They wanted to see these things that they were told they were not allowed to see, especially here in the US. If it's not allowed to be seen over there in the UK, we definitely wanted to see it here. And that was a huge deal for us. Just this controversy hit really hard. So the next time you stumble across, a questionable horror film from the 80s, just remember it's not a movie. It's a slice of cinematic history, maybe a bloody slice, but history nonetheless. Keep it nasty, film fans. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. This is our history class, so to speak, on film history and different things. If you like a certain aspect talked about on the show, please let me know. We would definitely like to cover it here. This is a part of our Scene Snobs podcast, so you can check out the whole episode, and then we cut it into a clip like this. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell, because when you do that, you get notified on all these awesome shows that we have coming out, and I'd hate for you to miss them. We have great stuff all the time. If you listen to podcasts, go check us out. We're on all podcast platforms, all of our shows. Check us out too on social media. We're everywhere. But thank you guys so much. I'm Mick Manhattan from the Scene Snobs. I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Remember to be kind, stay groovy, and I'll talk to you guys. Take care.